America, our dear special advisor, let our special guest, let me, on behalf of the government and people of the state, most sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation, because I do know that you have ESCO tomorrow, but you decided that, through the permission of Mr. President, that they should come to honor us and commission this complex. If there's one project I can say I'm emotionally touched in this particular project. Most of us, everybody knows, Academ has said his own preference. Unfortunately, my preference appears to be better. That is the Real Madrid. We have gone to Madrid to watch matches. I've gone with the leaders of the state to watch matches. But one thing that has touched me is that, what can we do? We have a lot of talented young boys who have potentials, but there's no way to actualize them. How do you give them this opportunity to also see that their dreams come true? Some people say set up a skill acquisition center. Yes, that is there. What about in terms of football? Football is no longer a recreation thing. It's not a business. So many countries make money out of football. Look at how many players Brazil sells every year. You can imagine the amount of money they make. But here we see footballers come and play for entertainment. No, football has gone beyond that. It's not a business. People make a living out of it. You are aware when they sold Nyesom, how much? Over 200 something euro, one person. Calculated in Naira. Calculated in Naira. No state government can get that money in a year. No state government. 100 million euro is about 50 billion. 200 million euro is about 100 billion naira. One player. I know how many states in this country that cannot get 30 billion naira in a year. I know. But one player is getting not less than 100 billion. Gone are the days when people say, don't go and play football or you break your leg. Please allow them to go and break their leg and bring 100 billion. It's very, very important. So, we were criticized. They said we went to Madrid to go and waste money. If they were funding money out of the country, we say, God, help us. Even as they see that this is real, it's not a 3D. They will still say, it's a middle half, nothing is there. Honorable Minister, that's one of the reasons why I invited you. Come and see whether it is 3D. That one I invited my friend Dele Momudu, one of the respected journalists, to come and see whether it is 3D drawing. At the end of the day, by the time you go around the complex, you will know whether our going to Madrid was a waste or not. Only two in Africa, Rivers and Morocco, that had the opportunity to have the franchise of Real Madrid. When you have the franchise of Real Madrid, what are you thinking of again? Don't bother about Barcelona, Arsenal, this and that. This is the end of the world. This is the end of the world. Chief Academ went with us to Madrid. When he saw the place, he said, let the truth be told, even though I belong to Barcelona, but Bernabeu is Bernabeu. So everybody can see. When we built the stadium, at that time we didn't think about the idea of education. We just said, look, let them come and play football, take the best. But sometimes we now say, look, it is not everybody that can make it. If you bring them to only play football, and at the end of the day they don't make it, what is their fallback? No education. And that will not be for the interest of our youth. So we said, no, we must have to include education. And that's why we have included education. And I thought we should start with the boys. The protest was so much. So many people applied, even girls applied. Then protests came, no, it cannot be true. And that's why we started the girls section of the Real Madrid Academy. We have paid the contractor. In fact, where's the SA Real Madrid? I've given you 100% of the money. I hope. I don't want to hear voicemail. What percentage have you paid them? 70%. You are holding 30%. Pay them their money. Because it is a project that's dear to us. So many young boys and girls want to show their talent. Our mothers and our fathers, allow your daughters. You don't know where the money will come from. You don't know who will sustain your families. It can come through football. In those days, you beat your children. Why do you go and play football? Football now has taken over. Girls play football all over. And they're making money, bringing back home to their parents. They're also going to school. By the time you go in here, it's not only education, but there's also technical education. All encompassing. So like I said, River State has given us the privilege, have given us the opportunity to superintend over the affairs of the state. We cannot take it for granted. We must also reciprocate to say, look, thank you for the support you gave to us. Thank you for rallying around us. And the only way we can thank you is to provide the basic things that will help our children, that will give them the opportunity to excel in life. And that's what we have done here. Let me thank the two communities who are dragging. You know, this is equable land to drag small portion of land. They are dragging, fighting here and there. Something that has no meaning. But thank the two communities, Romo Masi, and whichever way people say you own it, continue to own. Let me thank you for not giving them problems, stopping the companies from building. I thank all of you. I thank all of you. Well, if you had made problem, probably we would not have achieved what we have achieved. So I thank you so much. And that's what's called, you have owned the property, you have owned the project as your own. By the time you go around, you see where your children will stay. You see the dining, their kitchen. You will know that, look, this is a different class. To get Real Madrid franchise, if you know what to pass through. So I will thank John Chidiak and his brother Salim. You are really, even though you may not come from River State, but I see you as Rivers people. You took it as a personal thing. You made all the arrangements for us in Madrid. Our children, we have sent them to Madrid. We have sent the coaches to Madrid. They've trained them, they've come back. And they'll continue to have this their training, going there, and then coming here to train you people. All I want to say, please take the best advantage of what you have and make sure you don't miss the opportunity. They have a basketball. Because Real Madrid also has a basketball academy. So we try to incorporate them. If you don't want to play football, you can play basketball. They have a swimming pool. So it is all encompassing. Here, you may be the best in terms of intelligence in academics, but you may not be taken if you don't have the potentials of football. It is the person who has the skill to play football, He may not be the most intelligent person, but we'll take him. He will improve his academics. But if you are so intelligent in academics and you cannot even pass ball, we won't take you. No, we won't take you. You go to the normal school. But here, the major thing first. In fact, it was Nyesom who called me. Said, look, yes, even though you are about education, make sure the major emphasis, those children who have the skills to play football, then add education. But if you say it's education first, before that football, then you can as well make it as a normal school. So, Chief Academ, I want to thank you for your advice, and I'm very, very happy. And let me thank the bull, Daniel Amokachi, for following the minister to come and see the little we have done in football, in sports, the little we can contribute. But let me assure everybody that before we leave, well, we have no time again, the time is short. But whatever we can do for the people of the state, be assured we are going to do it. Let nobody fear. I have told you I'm not going to abandon any single project I've started. I will not abandon one. I will not leave any problem for anybody who's going to succeed me. So when you come, you carry your own problem. You don't say, oh, the former governor refused to pay this contractor. I will pay every contractor I've given a job. I'll go home happily and say, God, I thank you for what you've been able to do in my life. Our traditional rulers, I thank you for all the support you've been giving to us. Let me use the opportunity to thank Mr. President for allowing you to come. Let me thank you, because if you say you shouldn't come, you won't come. There's nothing you can do. So, Mr. President, I thank you for allowing your honorable minister and youth development to come here today. And I believe too, we believe that, like I said, this is our second week of commissioning of projects. We'll go to the third week next week. We challenge anybody who say what we are doing is media hype to come and hype his own. Let people see. Those who say it's 3D, I don't sign a memorandum of understanding with contractors. What we do is sign a contract agreement. So, we're happy. Even though the minister is not in our party, but he knows this is a state that our party is performing, and he has seen it by performing. In fact, when he saw the program, he looked at it and said, Kai. Now, well, I pretend as if I didn't hear him. I got on my like this. So, I thank you for coming. And on this note, let me invite our special guest, the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport Development.